Well, hello everybody and welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren. I thought it was a good time for me to do a little bit of a flip-in review. I have received some new books in the mail. A lot of these are new to me books. They're not brand new books, but I wanted to share them with you anyways. And then one is a brand new book. So because this is 4 books, this might be somewhat of a lengthy video. I am going to leave a timestamp for each of these books down in the description box below. So maybe if you're only interested in one or a couple, or want to kind of switch around so that you can kind of fast forward and see the book that you'd like, feel free to visit the description box below. As well as I will also have Amazon links to all of these books down below in the description box as well. So let's get started with the brand new book here. This is the newest book by Prachi, Dewan, Sachdeva. This is the Love for Flowers book. This appears to be the second in her Love for series. She has another one that is called Love for You, which really is depicted off of pictures surrounding romance and love for others. And so this one is Love for Flowers. This is another color by number book. The back here depicts the 21 colors that she has on her color key, as well as 4 sample images here. I will say this is the second book now I think that she has published that has the 21 color palette that aligns with her husband's books. So bravo, bravo, Prachi. That is great. That means that what you have, your color matches for such and such Diva will also match Prachi's books as well. If you're new to my channel, I did publish color charts for each of the publishers, and so if you have markers and you're not quite sure how to match the numbers, I tried to make it easy for you. I have a chart for such and such Diva. It is down below in the description box. You can go to my Linktree link down below. You will find the Google Sheet document with this spreadsheet there. Feel free to print off copies, modify it, add to it, whatever suits you. Just it's there to make your coloring life a little bit easier. So this book here is obviously going to be centered around flowers, and it really is mostly centered around patterns. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, just so you can see a little bit better what the pictures look like. A nice "This Book Belongs to You" page, a nice beautiful little introduction. I think there's pretty much a standard 25 pictures in each of the Sachdeva books. I did not count that, so feel free to count along if you would like to count. But here is what the first page looks like. Obviously this is the one that I have colored. All of their books feature these nice list of their color palette on the left hand side. Really cute patterned background here on the black backed page. They are single-sided, perfect for alcohol markers, and then you'll see here. So how beautiful. This is just really stunning. Lots of really great colors. The Sachdevas do an excellent job with color. These spaces in this book, I would say this is not like a beginning colorist book. This is not a book for like small children. You do have to have a little bit of ability to get into some of the finer detail. It doesn't require any type of fine liner or anything like that, but I did use my towel tree markers on here. Permanent markers would work well in here. Anything kind of with a smaller nib, because you are getting into some smaller spaces, but like I said, they're just about the perfect size. Kind of not too big, not too small. Here is what the next page looks like. So they're almost like a mandala style, most of them, but they're all really centered around floral patterns and designs. So inside of each pattern, usually the pattern kind of makes up a flower, and then they're kind of made up of individual flowers as well. So this is really more like a geometric book. One thing I did notice that I looked at as well was you'll see there's a lot of space in the background, and I was concerned, wondering whether or not she had indicated a number for the background to be colored, and she didn't, which is nice because I think what that lends to then is that you can use your own colors if you want to. I just left mine white in the background, and I think it still looks great. The colors pop off the page. Or, maybe you want to use something like crayon or something like that if you wanted to add your own background to any of these patterns. So really beautiful patterns. And they are a little bit more detailed. However, because they are a pattern, it's like, you know, if I'm going to place the number 4 here, I'm going to place that on all the hearts around here. You know, I'm going to place in these circles here, 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 and here. Like, it goes fast because you know where to expect the color to land. It's not like, you know, just a super detailed color by number. I did have one person ask me on Instagram too if this book was offered in a non-color by number version, and it is not to my knowledge. The Sachdevas have typically published their book in a color by number and then a non-color by number version, but that's not for all of their books. This one I did look on Amazon, and at least as of right now, I do not see a non-color by number version of this book. Also, I just like to give a disclaimer to everybody is just to make sure too that you follow them on social media. They're on Instagram. They have a page on Facebook. They announce their new releases, and for the first week of the release of the new book, they offer their books at a discounted price. So at the time that I'm filming this, but possibly not by the time that this is posted, this book is on sale for $4.99. This is one of my favorite pages, these little bees. I think that's so cute. That will probably be the next page that I color. But I think this is really, really beautiful. She did a great job. So I'm thinking that this Love For series might be an actual series that she continues to do. All right, so at the very end, she just mentions to rate this book. Always important if you're purchasing a book from Amazon to rate it. They really rely on those ratings. She has some cute color chart sheets. I love the little bees up there, so that you can just denote your marker matches in the back of the book or test some of your mediums. Or even if you want to mix up the color palette, you can do that. She's got a couple of blank sheets of paper if maybe you want to test something out. That's just a blank sheet there. And that is it. This is an Amazon printed book as well, so this is on kind of standard Amazon paper. Actually, all of the books that I'm going to be showing today are on standard Amazon paper. All right, book number 2. This is the Relax in Color Inverted Mandala book. This is by Sunlife Drawing. This is the only book that they have of this kind. They have a lot of mandala books, but this is the only one that is in the inverted mandala series. There are 40 designs located on this book. This they mentioned for unusual coloring. You're going to be coloring the white lines to get a unique art mandala design. This is a nice matte cover book, which makes it really nice for filming flip throughs. There's no glare. And I purchased this book on my own as a part of my reward system. And the reason that I got this book is because I found this really interesting to look at other people coloring it, and I thought it looked really relaxing. I'm looking for some books because I'm going to be going back into the office that I maybe could color on just like a lunch break that maybe only take about 30 minutes, or that, you know, I can kind of tote around in my backpack, or that when I come home, if I only have a few minutes before I have to go pick up my kids, that it's something that I can just use gel pens with, or do something really easily. So this book is dedicated to you, and this is a little bit of a thick book. All right, so this is the first page that I did here, and you'll see these are, you just color in the white lines. I did this one in all gel pen, so this has Dyvicl dual metallic gel pens, as well as some of like just a mixture of my Jot and Flair glitter gel pens. And I like how it turned out. This did take me quite a while. I switched colors rather frequently, so obviously the more that you switch your colors, the more that it's going to, the longer it's going to take. This one was also a little bit one of their more detailed mandalas as well, and so it just took me a little while to complete this page, but I do love the way that it turned out. I love the dual metallic gel pens in here, and I really enjoyed that. Next, this is the second page that I did because I wanted to see if something else would work. So at work, I frequently utilize Ooh, let me grab some of these. These are the Zebra mild liners. If you are maybe familiar with these are a highlighter, and they have a chisel nib on one side, and then on the other side they have this little fine point. And so I thought they come in a wide array of colors. I think I got like the pack of 15 or something like that. I have a whole bunch of different colors. And so I thought, you know, hey, I never really used the fine nib on these. Maybe these would be good to utilize in here. And so this is the one that I tried with my mild liners. And I think I just randomly selected 4 colors. They all kind of look good together. And they're water-based, so they don't bleed through the paper. And I really like how it looks. I think that looks pretty cool. So I may do this again. This was a lot faster than doing the gel pen as well, just because you're kind of having to color in each line. And so each kind of has a unique effect, or you can even mix it up and you can use maybe a couple of mild liners and a couple of gel pens and mix it up. So I liked the effect of that. And let's go ahead, this is the, or else it's going to be a super long video, and flip through the pages here. It's a really nice variety of designs. Some are more simple than others, of course. I think Sunlife Drawing does a really good job with their designs. All on this just beautiful black backed paper. I know there are people who are just literally addicted to these books. There are, I think there's another book author, and I can't remember who it is. Is it Emma? Is it Emma Colors 2020? Maybe, that loved this book so much and completed it. There's another coloring book artist out there that does like these inverted mandalas as well. I don't remember who it is. But if you've thought about these, I mean, there's 40 in here. So you're not going to run out of designs to color in here, that's for sure. This will take you quite a while. This will definitely take me quite a while to go through this book. But I thought with the mild liners, it works really well. So even just some regular water-based markers, if you have some Crayola Super Tips or something and are looking for some quick, fun, and easy designs to do, these might be really fun. And I don't believe there's any repeating designs in here. So they're all unique mandala images for you to color. And I like this smaller style book as well. It doesn't waste all the space above and below. That's pretty. Flower. The thing is too, is when you look at these, you don't have to color each line a different color. I mean, you can, and that would make it very colorful. But you can color, you know, a lot of things like all this in the middle. You could just keep one color. You don't have to go crazy and do all sorts of different colors. You can make these really as simple or as complicated as you want to make them. And then it gives you a sample page from the book Relax and Color Mandala 2019 by Sunlife Drawing. I believe the interesting thing that I've learned about this book is that they have this version on the white background and then this version on the black background. So if you own this Relax and Color Mandala, I believe it's the same mandalas that are in this book, but these are on the black background, and then you have the white background if you just want to color, you know, a traditional mandala in its shape. Here is all of the information for the social media for Sunlife Drawing. They are an excellent company. They have high quality coloring books. I think they're always a great value for the price. So that is Relax and Color Inverted Mandala by Sunlife Drawing. All right, these last two books are quite the interesting quite the interesting feat. The really, really cool thing about these books, both of the next two books I'm going to go through are both by the same author. Her name is Shershneva. She is an amazing, amazing illustrator. And what I really love is her wide range of books that she's published, but also that she offers a lot of her books for free. This is one of them. This book is the Mandala Mosaics color by number book. This, I think, was one of the very first books that she published on her own, and I'm so excited to have a copy of this one. This is her color palette back on the back, and what I also love is that her color palette for all of her color by number books and her color by color books are all consistent from book to book to book. So once you have matches, you can keep it really consistent. This book, like I said, has been out for a little while. This was published back in 2020. This, again, is one of those smaller books for mandalas. It has her social media information, her Facebook, her Instagram. And then if you go to www.kiracoloring.com, you can find a free copy of this book. So if you want to print it on your own, if you want to print some pages out on cardstock, if you just want to try it, you're more than welcome to. I put a copy of this on my wish list because I like the actual physical copy of the book. I like to have my own physical copy, and I've seen this book. I've seen some images colored out of it, and I really, really love it. This book was actually sent to me by a lovely subscriber, so I just want to say thank you to her. I did not hear back from her yet on Instagram, so I don't want to say her name publicly, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for showing me some kindness. That was very, very sweet of you to do. So I did, just in her honor, color a page, also because I just couldn't wait to get into this book as soon as I got it. And so I colored this page, which is the front cover page. So a couple of things about this: they are single-sided, perfect for alcohol markers. Shershneva, another great thing that she does is she prints the colors with the numbers on the left-hand side of the page, but only the ones that you need for this coloring page. So you'll see it kind of skips numbers and stuff here, which is perfect because then that way I know what colors I'm going to need to color for my page and how many markers I'm going to need. Also, what's interesting about this book is there are lines in between each of the images. You'll see that on this page here. If you're familiar with Color Questopia's white background books, that is what it looks like, is these little lines are open. You can completely leave them uncolored. I like to color them in. And I've actually given away a lot of my Color Questopia white background books, and now I'm somewhat regretting it. But what I don't regret is that on this book, it's much smaller, so there's not as much space to color in with the gel pen. But what I used here was just a gold metallic gel pen. I really like the Sakura Jelly Roll Metallics. They are some of my absolute favorite gel pens for metallics, and so I did that for the background here, and I think it just gives it a little bit of shine and sheen and sparkle. I've seen people do a lot of creative things. I've seen people use the Jelly Roll Glaze pens in between the lines. I've seen people just color it in black, which makes it look kind of more like stained glass. So you can really do whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling and keep flipping through the pages here. I think there 30. Did she say how many are in here? 30 color by number designs. So there's 30 in here. So again, really good value for the money. And you'll see, I mean, they don't take a lot of colors. So this one actually went by pretty fast. It didn't take me long to color that one at all. And again, just really easy and relaxing. Kira does a really great job. Her Color by Colors mandala book, that book was actually one that I finished. I really love her mandala designs, and I also love her use of color. She does some really funky and cool color combinations that are just different, but they work. Like colors that you just wouldn't normally match together, but when they're put together, they actually work. Now this one is rather detailed. That will take a long time to outline. But most of these are fairly easy. And I may try to color it too without going in the, without filling in the lines, and just see how I like it. But I do really like the look of the colored in lines. That's cool with all the anchors. Beautiful. Really beautiful images in this book. This is also a book I could just see taking to work and just on my lunch break and just filling in the line work on one of these pages with gel pen, you know, and then coming home and coloring it in. So that is Mandala Mosaics Color by Number. Okay. Next, this is another Kira Shershneva book. This, as I mentioned, Kira has a wide range of talents. She does a lot of different types of books. One of the other kinds of books that she does are these spots, lines, and dots, I think, are the three different ones that she has. But she also has a wide variety of other types of books as well. This is the Mystery Spots book. This again was a book that I thought, you know, kind of over my lunch break I could slowly work on. This is what the back looks like. This just kind of gives a nice sample of what some of the images are going to look like inside this book. This is another book that if you go to her website, you can actually find this for free. I actually printed this off just on normal printer paper, this book, and I kind of started working on it, and then I was like, no, I want the actual like physical copy of the book, like one that I can hold and touch and, you know, feel on, and, you know, just, I don't know, I just wanted the actual physical book. I didn't just want it like in a binder as a PDF. So that is what I got. So I got this copy of the book. Again, this is 30 unique images here. And this is very rare for me. It's very rare for me to show you a whip and to not show you a fully completed page. However, I think it does lend itself to show you what it's going to actually look like in evolution. So as you'll see on this left-hand side here, this is all uncolored. And then you literally are just coloring in each of these little shapes. I saw Lisa from Lisa's Coloring Corner use these Dyvicl dual metallic gel pens. These are great. I've had these on stash. I have a ton of gel pens, so I'm kind of trying to go through them. And I really liked the look of the dual metallic because they kind of shift from one color to another. So it's kind of a green to blue shift. I just randomly picked one to start working on this page, and you can see like how like three-dimensional it actually looks. So this takes a while, and that's why I decided to film this video, is because I'm getting tired and it's time for me to go to bed, and so I'm gonna have to put this down. I've probably worked on this page for a solid hour and a half, and you will see I haven't completed the whole page. So this definitely lends itself to some patience, and definitely lends itself to kind of coloring just a little bit at a time. Now, if you use markers, maybe like a fine tip marker or even these mild liners, as I mentioned before, these might be good, or some water-based markers. It's going to go faster. It's just if you're going to use gel pen, I think just takes some time and patience, but I actually do like the look of the gel pen on these pages. I do think that looks really nice, so I may still continue to just use gel pen in these books. So 30 images. The interesting thing is that you can typically tell on these pages what they are. They look really cool in the camera. Up close, you can't tell how neat they look from afar. But yeah, gosh, that first page, you can really tell the difference in the image once it's colored. It really makes it pop. They're kind of sold as though these are mystery, but like clearly I'm looking at this and I can tell that this is a penguin. This one I clearly think are mushrooms. So it's somewhat obvious to me what each of these images are. This has got ears. Is that a pig? Yeah, that's definitely a pig. See, you can see that really clearly as I'm looking like in my watch at the viewfinder, but up close it's a little fuzzy, but it's not too far off. I like the cupcake. I liked the variety of images that were in here. I thought they were all kind of fun. So I think she does a really spectacular job with her books. they're done really, really well. Here's the ship. I think that's on the front. Is that a sloth or a koala hanging upside down? Bird. That one's pretty clear. It's that guy. Is that a sun? What is that? Having a hard time seeing that. Is that the Statue of Liberty? I know. Looks like a rhino. Almost like a beach. And one thing I've seen some people do too is like, okay, so I know that this is a beach and I know that this is a palm tree and maybe some sand, is you can technically take different colors and do different colors on the page as well to kind of mix it up a little bit. So if maybe you didn't want to do it all one color, you could definitely, this book definitely lends itself to being more creative. Or even if you just do these in black, it looks really nice. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of pages in here, so it's gonna take a really, really long time to finish this book. I don't know, some people finish these books so quickly, but I think it's kind of just what they work on consistently for a long time. Ooh, let's bring everything back. So these are all of the books. I appreciate you spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed these flip throughs. As I mentioned, the information about where to get your hands on a copy of these books will be located down in the description box below, as well as the website to these two books if you'd like to purchase them for free off of kiracoloring.com, or else you can get all of these books off of Amazon. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the week. I will see you again next time for a really exciting video. Bye, guys.